I intend to educate other people, to give them the same idea. Those who can master it can also be able to fend for themselves.
Many unemployed youth today find it hard to realize the power underlying the numerous talents they possess. Looking at the labor market, however, it's evident that those that have managed to nurture the talents within themselves have achieved more than their peers. The power of talent and innovation was the launchpad for 21-year-old Peter Mafabi into the world of business during his school days.
We met during vacation, that was S4. So we started the business we started with colored portraits. So with time, those portraits were not moving on very well because the pay apparently was too high for some of the clients. So we decided to come up with another unique something. That was after we finished our S6 and we joined campus.
It's a fact that for one to be successful, failure seldom knocks on the door. Peter and his young friends had to embrace a host of failures at the start.
When we tried the second time, the third time, then we became perfect at what we were doing. So after that, we started getting contracts from different people who realized some unique thing about those particular art portraits. So we started using Slytherin blades, which are kind of sharp and they could easily cut the boards better.
He was also inspired by the fact that this business, compared to many, is not capital intensive.
We chose art because, first of all, it doesn't need more capital. We ourselves are the capital. When we started off with colored portraits, we would make colored portraits and they would give us the pay. They would not give us there and then, but they would start by giving us deposits. And those deposits would give us a start, and we would buy and invest in other materials like paint. So those ones would also enable us to also catch up with another project.
In the business of art, there are numerous factors that propagate good returns, key among them being patience. This, however, did not stop me from asking him what he did to succeed.
We always invest a lot of time and money, creativity, and also there's a lot of thinking that is involved. At the end of the day, when something fails to come out, your head begins throbbing. You get terrible headaches, but when something comes out, you enjoy the profits of your sweat and there's a lot that is attached to creativity. Once you execute your project that you've put in mind, you conceive it and you nurture it and you see it grow.
He also says that a lot of effort goes into producing some of the best art pieces we see displayed in exhibitions.
When you're doing curvature, the wood that you're given is flat. There's nothing totally. So you give it life, you give it shape, you give it form by using chisels and a mallet. You're able to carve out the picture of that particular art person. So you give it life and people get to appreciate it. And when they appreciate it, that means they're bound to attach more than value to it. And that is, it only comes in liquidative form.
And unlike many who find it extremely hard to raise startup capital, Peter's start was a unique one. He also told me how he puts together his unique pieces.
So we got the money from our parents, pocket money. We changed it the other way around. We bought materials like t-shirts. Like, for example, in the vacation holiday, the money that I received was 10,000 and to start up business, instead of asking for a job like pottering somewhere. Some of the things you need to do this, none other than the Slytherin blades and the cardboard paper. Slytherin blades look like this. They have a sharp tip. You keep on reducing it. They have an aligning where you keep on shredding off the blunt part. So each time you cut and you feel like the thing is not moving smoothly like you want them to go, you just cut the tip off, then you begin cutting it off. You cut whatever you have here, you shape it up. So all you need is pencils, cardboards, which you can get at something like 15,000.
Every business has challenges. So is in the art room.
Artists are inspired, normally moved by mood. If the mood is not there, you won't make a piece. But if it is there, you will make a piece. because we like challenges. We like challenges that put us to a test of coming up with something new. When you see that there's also competition in with other artists, not every time that clients will take your piece.
Over time, experience has helped Peter grow his business. He's proud to mention that he's now seeing good returns.
I can make up to $1 million if I'm to do things consistently, because we have ready market for these cutouts, none other than the portraits. The portraits come in once in a while, but with these other normal pieces, that African pieces, those ones you can make at each goes for 20,000. You frame it. When you frame it, you add value to it, so it goes for 30,000.
This young entrepreneur also recalls one of the best deals he has ever scooped.
Okay, the most cherished piece I've ever sold is the woodwork piece, where we carved someone in wood. It was a 2-dimensional piece. We sold it at a price of 450,000 to a client of ours that who stays in Namugongo, that is Mr. Ngobi and the wife.
World over, art is now being regarded as a new form of wealth, with a growing class of super-rich collectors, many from Asia, Latin America and the Middle East, rush in both to gain status and to invest in something new. I asked Peter why art pieces are overly expensive.
The time factor, the time in which a piece was produced, gives it a much more bargaining power than a piece that has been replicated by another person, but still of the same picture type. So another thing that also makes them expensive, the authenticity, the handwriting of that particular artist. If the artist is known, is bound to sell more. He's bound to sell more at a higher bidding price.
And beyond his achievements, Peter also has brilliant plans for the future of his business that he says has shaped his view of what it means to do business.
I intend to educate other people, to give them the same idea. Those who can master it can also be able to fend for themselves. It has taught me how to interact with different people and how to convince them to get a particular price that you have in mind.
Peter is also proud to say that he can now afford to pay his bills, not his parents this time around. He's also grateful for the support from friends that got him to this level.
I now go without pocket money. Even when I was in secondary, I would go without pocket money, but I would end up getting something. My colleague can also testify to that, because we would go without it, then we end up getting something. We go with nothing, we come back with a lot. Friends, family, and the well-wishers, and also my clients, who have been very supportive in delivering their money to us and trusting us.
Have that much of a business contact, but I had the will, so I began with the will. I started using the computer, and I started with a few equipment, a few printers, and I've seen the business grow over time.